I remember when I had this feeling when Nick and I went to South Africa for the second One Solution conference that we did in Cape Town in 2017. And I'd never been to Africa, and we went on a safari, and it was so cool. But I remember having this kind of morbid but beautiful realization as we were riding around this nature reserve in South Africa with conservationists who were explaining to us all the work that they've been doing. Basically what I got, the gist of what I got from listening to this guy is, yeah, humans keep screwing things up in nature and with the wildlife in South Africa, and then trying to fix it, only to realize that how we tried to fix it was actually just creating more of a problem. So nature keeps putting us back in our place. And he gave examples of it seemed like the elephants were eating this one kind of tree too much. So they tried to divert the elephant migration pattern and plant some of these trees, but then that messed with the flow of the river. And then that messed with the giraffe. I mean, it was like, that you realize there's this much bigger thing called nature that's really doing it all. And humans are down here tinkering with it, being like, oh, we moved that too far over there. Let's move that. And nature's like, nah, just move out of the way. And I remember saying to Adek, my husband, who I run the nonprofit with, are we like the conservationists? Is One Solution just humans trying to tinker with something that nature's really got covered? Why are we doing anything? And I don't have an answer to that. I'm still doing it and I still believe in it. But I got reminded of that ride in the Jeep with the conservationist when coronavirus hit. It's oh, nature saw an imbalance and nature stepped in and was like, no, humans, we're always going to course correct.
Here's where I think that what you guys are doing is not that.
Oh, good. That would be helpful. Thank you.
Is that you're not telling people what to do, how to behave, how to fix it, what the solution is in terms of going out. I'm surrounded by dogs and I'm allergic to them. So I love them, but they're, the air is now rich with dander. But all of those behavioral solutions are pretty hit and miss.
Yeah.
But going in and showing people, hey, when you feel better, you do better. Mm-hmm. Hey, when you're in a different state of consciousness, you're operating in a different world from a different place, and better ideas come to mind. That's just true.
Yeah.
So that would be like saying that you could ruin, you could mess up nature by teaching people about gravity. Mm-hmm. It's no, you can't. Mm-hmm. What people then go and do with gravity, I'm sure could mess up nature.
You just reminded me, actually. I'm feeling much better about this now. Thank you. I read a really great book. I actually mentioned this on Earth Day as one of my favorite books that I've read that really transformed my thinking about the environment and kind of the enormous sort of road to change in front of us. And they said we really need to kind of drop the wording, the PR that is sustainability, and really talk about regenerative agriculture, not sustainable agriculture, because sustainable means sustaining what we're already in, which isn't actually helpful at this point.
Right.
Regenerative, which I'm sure if you were a linguist, you could break that down, but it's going back to the generative power of the earth. It's allowing nature to return to its already perfect state, which breeds life naturally.
Right. And
I do feel like that's what One Solution is trying to do. Is we're not trying to change people. We're trying to kind of in the environmental sphere, some call it rewilding, that if you kind of allowed farmland, for example, to return to its natural state where it hasn't all been butchered into such sort of aesthetically pleasing rows, and you weren't trying to kill so many things to just grow one monocrop, and that there's a natural balance that takes care of itself when we rewild, when we go back to what was already there. Yeah. What was always intended to be there. So That's what One Solution is really trying to be up to, for sure.